Listen closely. Right now, this is everything. Imagine sitting in your office, staring at the numbers that don't add up, or feeling that creeping anxiety when the market shifts, and you don't quite understand why. The truth is, no matter how many deals you've closed or presentations you've nailed, there's a bigger game going on, happening just beyond the headlines, the quarterly reports, the faded projections. And every single time the Federal Reserve moves, private equity watches, and here's why that's the heartbeat of everything you do. It's not just about interest rates rising or falling. This is about control. It's about the pulse that dictates every dollar's cost of capital, the rhythm that either pumps life into your deals or stifles them into collapse. Those moves from the Fed, the whispers and decisions made behind closed doors, this is the invisible current pulling at the very threads of your business, your investments, your legacy. Yet, most miss it, or worse, pretend it's not their problem. But you're different. You know the stakes are higher than the numbers on spreadsheets. You know that when the Fed shifts, it's like the air thinning around you. If you don't move fast, if you don't breathe it in, understand it, harness it, you lose. Picture the stress, the sleepless nights, the pressure squeezing your chest when deals start feeling too expensive, when leverage threatens to choke returns, when the cheap money era turns into a high-stakes battlefield. You feel it. The fear of losing everything you built, the frustration of watching competitors adapt while you scramble. But here's the gut punch nobody talks about. It's not just money. It's freedom. Your freedom to act, to shape, to win. When the Fed tightens, opportunities shrink. But if you know how to lean into it, you don't just survive. You dominate. You see, private equity firms obsess over the Fed because every single movement redefines the landscape they play in. The Fed's decisions impact credit availability, how much debt a company can carry, what multiples buyers will pay, where risk appetites rise or drop. It's a domino effect that ripples through valuations, deal structures, exit strategies. But here's the kicker. It's not about blindly reacting to those shifts. The real masters read the signs before the dominoes fall. They anticipate, they reposition, they re-architect deals to catch fire while others flounder in the dark. This isn't about paranoia, it's about precision. The Fed is the central nervous system of the economy, and private equity is the muscle that moves it. When the Fed signals change, so must you, or you drown in yesterday's strategy. There are no half measures here. You either lean in, get intimate with every nuance, or you fade into anonymity. And let's be honest, none of us got to where we are by fading quietly into the background. What's the edge then? How do you translate this obsession into your own power? First, understand that the Fed's moves are not random. They're tactical, often predictable if you know where and how to look. Private equity leaders watch everything. The Fed's minutes, their speeches, the economic indicators they obsess over, because these aren't just clues, but invitations. Every interest rate hike signals a timeout. Every cut signals a green light. Every word from the Fed chair is a micro-movement in a chess game where billions are at stake. Here's a secret. While most see risk rising when the Fed tightens, real winners see hidden gems. It's when liquidity dries up that fewer eyes spot underpriced assets, when cautious sellers suddenly become desperate, and when your insight can claim what others miss. But to do this, you must be fluid, dynamic, mentally ruthless. You must challenge every assumption handed down by the market. Stop accepting stable or safe as goals. Those words are traps for the bold and restless who refuse to be ordinary. You must get ruthless with your capital allocation. Cut the dead weight before the squeeze. Protect your cash positions. Rework covenant-light deals that give you room to maneuver. Remember, the cost of capital is vector, not just a point. You should be calculating direction, pressure, momentum. Debt isn't just a number. It's a weapon in your hands if managed right. Ignore this, and you slip beneath the rising tide. But beyond that, it's about mindset. The obsession with the Fed is fueled by a larger battle. You're resisting the comfortable lies that the world wants to feed you. You feel it, don't you? The tension between being a cog in a predictable machine and breaking free to become something rare, exceptional. This is more than finance. It's about reclaiming your sovereignty in a world afraid of individual fire. The Fed's moves test every fiber of that fire. They challenge your ability to reinvent, to thrive in uncertainty, to see opportunity where others see chaos. This is your call, to become the rare leader who uses every Fed move not to run, but to leap forward, to see beyond the noise into the core of what is happening beneath the surface. It's about connection, connecting dots that no one else bothers to draw, linking strategies that create synergy others lack. The great leaders do not just react, they transform. They build autonomous networks of insight and action that no central power can predict or control. This is how true freedom works. This is how legacy is forged. Remember, the world tries to trap you with comfort, to convince you that playing by the rules means safety. But safety is an illusion. The Fed is a reminder of this. The real danger lies in complacency, in ignoring the silent shifts in power. When the Fed speaks, it's not just an economic report, it's a declaration of war on the unprepared. Every moment spent not understanding its moves is a moment handed to your competition. But here's the liberation. If you step into this obsession fully, if you carry it daily like a weapon, it becomes your greatest advantage. You build resilience and agility that no standard model can imitate. You craft a vision so sharp it slices through economic fog, a network of minds so synchronized that they move faster than any announcement or market reaction. You don't just survive Fed hikes, you predict them, you use them, you thrive. And this takes patience. It's a long game, not a sprint. The Fed's oscillations will test you, sometimes frustrate you, but those who master this rhythm know that eternity favors the one who endures and adapts. You become the sentinel of your own fate, not waiting for salvation from policy, but commanding your direction, regardless of what the Fed does. So, guard your freedom fiercely. Question every assumption, and never settle for less than radical clarity. Look beyond borders, beyond consensus, and find those few rare allies who burn like you, those who see the Fed not as a tool of oppression, but as the instrument revealing where true power lies. Build those unbreakable bonds. Create that autonomous network where misaligned brilliance becomes unstoppable force. Because the Fed's watchful eye is not a chain, it's a mirror. It shows who's ready to become more and who stays trapped in illusions. And make no mistake, only those who dare to watch the Fed with obsession, who understand its moves like the back of their hand, and then rise beyond it, will rewrite the rules of private equity in the years to come. This isn't about reacting to the system. It's about transcending it. It's about becoming sovereign in a world desperate to cage the rare and exceptional. The Fed's moves are your signal, not to panic, but to prepare, not to fear, but to strike with precision. Watch it not because you must, but because your future depends on it. The choice is yours, to be a passive player or the one who owns the game when the dust settles. This moment could either break you or build you. The Fed always watches, always moves, always shapes the fight. Will you be the one who watches back and wins?